You know what? Follow them on Twitter. That'd be epic. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Doki Doki Blue Skies, episode 27, I think. Oh my gosh. 25, 26, 27, 28. 28. That's right. That's what I said. 28. It's always been 28. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Last time I almost forgot. It's been a little bit because of, being in Montana. Multiple things happen in Montana because that's where I currently am, and I'm definitely not anywhere else. Right now, looks like the question was, what were your parents like? And we're talking about Yuri's parents, who are definitely not alive. They would be in the deceased category. So we're just kind of continuing navigating this conversation, this awkwardness, it's not awkward, it's just a hard conversation to have. Anyway, let's get right into things. What were your parents like? Oh, they were wonderful. I couldn't have asked for better. You never told me about how you first got into horror. It's a guess, but was it your parents who introduced you to the genre? After everything that's happened so far today, the genuine smile on her face truly is a sight to behold. How did you know? I'm psychic. Kidding. I'm just very intuitive. We say we're very intuitive after she's dropped hint after hint about her parents being dead. Yeah, that's a good one. I just had an idea. Why don't you tell me more about them over a nice cup of tea? I don't know about you, but I'm definitely in the mood for a hot drink. Okay, no jokes. Her piss. I'd like that a lot. Awesome. Let's get started then. As I was hoping, the change of topic combined with the relaxing tea has really helped to bring a sense of normality to the day. Of course, the after effects of the morning still linger in the air. Yuri is still on edge, but we're at least able to work around it. Funnily enough, me getting into horror actually stemmed completely from chance. What do you mean? Well, one day, both my parents were out. It was a rainy day, so I couldn't go outside. Naturally, I was confined to the house. I was wandering around, looking for something new to read. I happened to find a copy of an old ghost story that my father left out, and immediately began reading. Given that it was a book for adults, I didn't really understand what was going on, but I was able to get the general gist. When my parents came back, my dad was surprised to see me reading it. Clearly he didn't expect that I'd like it. I remember how my mother scolded him for being so careless. She didn't like the idea of her young daughter reading such a dark tale. I remember he pretended to be apologetic, but when she was out of sight, he eagerly asked me what he made of the story so far. Wait. Shouldn't that be what I made of the story so far? Maybe? I don't know. English is weird. It was obvious that I don't really understand it, so he offered to read it with me, helping me out with the more complex words and explaining the story as it progressed. What was the story about? Must be pretty good if you remember it so well. You see? It was an old Victorian tale about a young governess who was sent to look after a family's young children at their summer home. And there it is, that passionate fire in her eyes, the kind of fervor only seen when Yuri talks about the interest she holds dear to her. How someone could even shame someone for such a passion, it sickens me how cruel people can be. She begins to figure out... no, that's not what that says. She begins to see figures of a man and a woman around the house, but the servants of the house deny seeing such figures. Soon the governess learns that her predecessor used to have a relationship with another employee, and before those two died, they spent much time with the children. Given that these figures seem to come and go at will, and haven't been seen by the other employees, she quickly suspects that they are supernatural in nature. I can't quite remember the ending, but what I'll never forget is the clever writing. We, as readers, are never given any concrete answers as to if these figures are real or merely a figment of her imagination. Was the governess just hallucinating?
Or did the ghost of these people really prowl around the house?
Sounds to me like she's just imagining it, to be honest. Although it does seem kind of coincidental how the ghost seemed to perfectly match the profile of her predecessor and her lover.
Indeed. What's more is that the young boy was revealed to have been expelled, and it's heavily hinted that what he did to earn such a punishment was terrible in nature. With such a suspicious outlook, it's natural that the reader doubts the children's claim of innocence, especially when the governess asks if they too saw the figures.
Man, I need some water after that one. Water break, everybody. Go grab yours. Refreshing, hydrated. Let's go. Ghostly apparitions, creepy, suspicious children. I feel the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. Yeesh. Even from Yuri's description, the plot sounds exceptionally gripping. Oh, just grip me. There's a dreamy tone in Yuri's voice as she speaks.
And I remember, my father encouraged me to question whether the ghosts were real. As a child, I took things at face value. The governess said she was them. She saw... God, fuck. The governess said she saw them, so that's what I believed. But he taught me how to approach things from another angle, how to consider other viewpoints. In turn, it helped me broaden my appreciation for such clever writing. And to this day, I still wonder if the ghosts were real.
So your analytical approach came from your dad?
I suppose you could say that, yes. He was always methodical and organized in nature, so it's a given that his personality rubbed off on me.
I think he'd be really proud of you, Yuri. If he could see you now. Tears slowly leaked down her face once more.
Would he? I hid so much from him.
I pulled her close to me, tenderly caressing her cheeks with my hands. We all have our demons, Yuri. Everyone has things they regret, and things they don't want other people to know. To hell with other people if they judge you for the things you liked or your quiet nature. Because I love your characteristics. Even if you hate them, I love them. They make you who you are. If you enjoy horror, if you enjoy collecting knives, who has any right to shame you for it? Oh, I can't curse. Sorry, this is a Christian channel. Frick them. Sorry, I said it. Frick them. They don't know any better. She gives me a watery smile. Okay, what's a watery smile? Is she like drooling? Is drool coming down while she's smiling? Can someone, please, in the comments, what is a watery smile?
Thank you, Markapi. You really do mean so much to me. And I'm so glad that we met. Having someone like you in my life is... I can't describe it in words.
Wowee. Must be tough then, if even you can't describe it. Yuri makes a sound that sounds like a mix of a laugh and a sob. Hey, Yuri?
Yes, Markapi?
If you don't mind me asking, when did your parents, It's okay, you don't have to answer.
Last February. It was a car crash.
Right. I'm so sorry. It was probably insensitive of me to ask.
It wasn't. I've been keeping a lot of things from you, so it's only fair that I should stop doing that. After all, you're my boyfriend now. It still feels a little strange to say that. Not in a bad way, though. Ooh.
I feel exactly the same way, I still find it hard to believe that such a beautiful, intelligent girl fell for me. I must be the luckiest guy on the planet.
Don't be silly, Markapi. You have such a big heart. Any girl would be lucky to have you. To be honest, I'm surprised that you and Sayori...
Sayori and I?
Yes, well, given you were childhood friends, I imagine you would have gotten together with her after seeing her again. She would have been a much better girlfriend too.
Hey, look at me. It takes a little bit of coaxing, but eventually she reluctantly makes eye contact. Sayori will always be a wonderful friend of mine. Yes, we have that history together, but I'm not living in the past. You and I have a special kind of connection that I can't explain. There's something about you that drew me in all those months ago.
But she's so happy, so energetic and bubbly. Wouldn't you rather have a girl like that instead of a broken, miserable mess like me?
I shake my head. That's not how I see things, Yuri. Surprisingly, she doesn't back down.
Answer the question, Markabi.
I stare at her, both confused and surprised. I'd rather have you. I thought they were gonna make us give us a choice. Who would get this far in the Yuri route and then choose Sayori all of a sudden?
Even though I'm an ugly freak with those horrible scars all over my body?
Huh. Okay, this is tricky. This is very tricky. So, I mean, so she's asking us, am I still pretty even with these scars? So, shouldn't we reaffirm her statement that her scars are beautiful instead of saying just you're beautiful? Are you following my train of thought, my locomotion, my airplane of thought here? That's what I'm leaning towards. It is kind of a generic saying oh, your scars make you beautiful. I mean, we all have battle scars from the battle of life, am I right, fellas? Anyway, this is a tricky one. I feel like this is the better option given the context. So, yeah, we'll go with this one. They're not horrible, Yuri. Your scars are beautiful. Fuck. Damn it. Intuitively, I was gonna obviously say you're beautiful, just because why would we bring up the scars even though she mentioned them? But given the context, that seemed like the right choice. Am I wrong? Okay, we fucked up. That's okay.
No, they aren't. They're nothing but a hideous, ugly reminder of who I am.
But, aw, fuck.
Sorry, but do you mind if we do something else? If it's okay with you, that is. Because I'd rather not talk about this any longer, if that's alright.
Well, I think that was a big no-no in our decisions. We can't win them all. That's okay. Her words aren't particularly assertive, but there's also a definite forcefulness behind her tone. Well, given how emotionally draining it must have been to talk about this, I can hardly blame her for wanting to do something enjoyable to take her mind off things. Yeah, sure. A relieved, grateful smile appears on her face.
Thank you. Would you like to try cooking a new recipe? I happen to I happen to come across an exciting dish online, and I haven't had the chance to try it yet.
I blink 182 times. I guess it's just the surprise of going from such a heavy topic to suddenly talking about cooking. Sure thing. We might have to go buy some of the ingredients, though.
I see. This recipe does require fresh vegetables. For instance, do you have any daikon? I don't. What the fuck?
They're naming vegetables that I've never even heard of. I'm from Montana. I'm from Bulgaria, Lithuania even. I wouldn't even know where to start cooking with a. Oh, that's a type of radish. Maybe I've heard. It sounds somewhat familiar. Maybe. No, it doesn't.
I'll take that as a no then. I think the vegetable shop has some.
Lead the way. Hey, Yuri?
Yes?
I know you said you didn't want to talk about what we discussed, so I'm sorry to bring it up, but just know that if you ever want to talk about, like, you know, anything, then I'll always listen, okay? There's a quiet pause.
Thank you, Markapi. I'll do my best to remember that. Sharing my self-harm with someone was daunting, but, well, I'm grateful that I was able to tell someone.
Hey, I'm just glad that you were comfortable enough to show me. That can't have been easy. I reach out and squeeze her hand as we share a smile. I hope things will be okay in the end. We never knew how dinner turned out. We'll never know if that recipe was good, or if our trip to the vegetable shop was successful. The world may never know. We're gonna keep going. It's Monday. God, I've never hated a Monday more than today. What are we, an orange cat who likes lasagna? Am I right? Does anyone get that reference? Or is that too obscure? I know he's a very unpopular cat. How am I supposed to focus on classwork after everything that happened last weekend? Why can't I just stay home with Yuri all day? I just want to cuddle under the covers with her and talk until I can truly understand her. Well, technically I could do that, but Yuri definitely wouldn't spring for it. Knowing her, she'd balk at the thought of missing school, despite having all these problems and even bullies to deal with. Actually, that's kind of strange, how she never misses school. Even if she's a total bookworm, she's got to feel at least some reluctance, right? Especially on the bad days, or on days when the bullies come after her. Fortunately, the bullies only target her when she's... I don't know why that was so hard for me. Like, for some reason my brain just shut off and it's like, you can no longer read English letters. Okay, let's try that again. Fortunately, the bullies only target her when she's alone. And between the club and I, Yuri's not alone often anymore. But even if the bullies are taken out of the equation, it can't be easy going to school sometimes. If my unwillingness can be that strong on exam days, how must she feel on uncertain days? She said that she cuts when she's feeling overwhelmed. Don't tell me she... at school. Damn it, Markapi. Stop thinking these things. Stop doubting Yuri. But aren't I right in worrying about Yuri like that? Is this doubt well placed? Maybe doubt is the wrong word. After all, I'm just genuinely worried about her, about both her mental and physical health. How could I not, after seeing her arm like that? And I don't even know if she cuts anywhere else on her body either. She's gotta have done that, right? There's only so much you can cut it. There's only so much you can cut a single arm. That seems weird. I would rephrase that. Burying my face in my hands, I sigh. Arg. Why do I suddenly feel so guilty about these things? I don't want to change how I see Yuri, but at the same time, I just can't help it. Do I just ignore it and try to treat her normally? But I still have to be careful of triggering an episode. At the same time, I don't want to expect that she cuts 24/7. She doesn't do that, does she? I don't even know how often she harms herself. Obviously, she can't do it when she's talking to someone, but when she's alone... Well, she only said that she does it when her feelings come to a head, though. A freak. She called herself a freak. I have to wonder, did she start calling herself that on her own accord? On her own Honda Accord? Or did she internalize others' words? Oh, this girl, this class rep, this vile creature, this troglodyte, this cretin, this, I can't think of another word to describe, degenerate, just an all-around bad person, Shiori, and she sounds like this. I actually forget because it's been a second. Sleeping again, Markapi? Not this time, I swear. Pff, see to it that I don't catch you sleeping anymore, young man. You got it. I did notice that you were zoned out the whole day, though. Anything up with you? Nah, not really. I've just been thinking about stuff. By the way, what would you define as a freak as? Eh? Why are you asking this all of a sudden? Just answer the question. I guess a freak would be a person who's abnormal. Huh? That's it? But can't you say that I'm a freak then, if, for instance, I watch anime more than the average person? This seems very targeted. Well, no. A freak would be abnormal in a grotesque kind of way. That is, if you were to call someone a freak in a mean-spirited manner. There are loads of different definitions you could use, so you kind of need the context for it. Why? Is someone bullying you? Shiori's tone suddenly sharpens into a more serious one. There is an airstrike going on above me. In Montana right now, we are at war with Northeast Dakota, so it's very rough right now. I apologize. No, but thanks for the concern. She immediately relaxes at that. That's why we elected her as the representative. She genuinely cares about the class. After I just called her like all these horrible names. I'm just wondering, if you're not... Whoa. Let's try that again. If you ever need to think out loud, I'll be here. That's my duty as class rep. No, as your friend. Thanks. If we're in the same class next term, I'll be sure to vote for you again. Thanks. Are you heading to the Lit Club after this? Yep. What are you doing after school? I'm in the Kendo Club. Dang. I knew you were part of the band club, but I didn't think you also did Kendo. Heh, I may be short, but I'm pretty good at it, if I do say so myself. I'm trying to climb up the ranks in the club. With any luck, I'll be captain of the team by the time I'm a third year. It'd be a dream to become the ultimate swordsman, hee. Ha, given how passionate you are about it, I'm sure you will. The bell rings, interrupting our conversation. Speaking of which, I gotta go. See you, Markapi. Have fun. You know, I think that's a good place to end the episode. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna end the episode. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, even if you didn't, I still request 4 favors. Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, and as always, help me find a girlfriend, and bye-bye.